2 pictures of microphones. And a real one.
So you know what it is.
So
All
tell
right.
us what exciting stuff you have coming up for us in the new season.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can you tell us what new stuff you have coming up in the new season?
Well, I think Lucifer body jumping and the hunt for Lucifer is a good story. Certainly, the return of Mom gives us a lot of story opportunities. We're very interested in that. And this British Men of Letters that we introduced late in last season are going to give us a lot of stories. The overarching mythology is not as big this year as it was last year because I don't know how we could necessarily duplicate that. But our plan is to be a little more intimate, a little more personal, get back to our roots a little bit more in terms of the standalones that we do. But first half, I would say it's sort of more the hunt for Lucifer, and the second half is kind of more the British Men of Letters who don't quite see things the way our guys do.
Any interesting guest stars for Lucifer? The body?
Well, our first Lucifer is going into the body of a aging rock star, and that's going to be played by Rick Springfield. So we're really pretty excited about that.
With the standalones, what monsters have you got coming up?
Well, we're bringing, I don't know if you remember the Tool, the German necromancers. They're coming back. They're good. And just sort of, one thing we always say we pride ourselves on is that try not to necessarily create a new monster, but take monsters that you might be familiar with, but give them their own stories. And that's probably worked best for us. Alpha Vampire, the Good Vampire, the girl, when we did the found footage episode, who became a werewolf. Those are all interesting characters. And they can really help drive stories. So, not doing cardboard cutout monsters where it's just the hunt that's the thing, but what are these monsters like? How do our boys feel about them? One thing that's different than from our guys with the British Men of Letters is the British Men of Letters, everything's black and white. Either you're good or you're bad. If you're a monster, you're bad. They're not interested in your story. For our guys have learned over the years, sometimes there's a story to tell, and in the question of Kate, that werewolf, they were cool not hunting her down. The British Men of Letters don't have that idea at all. So
is that going to cause a problem with the boys?
Oh yeah. That's a little more second half of the season stuff, but yeah, they're going to knock heads pretty good.
Do you have an episode that you're looking forward to that you can talk about?
One that I can talk about. I don't know, we have, they give us very specific instructions. You can't give this away, you can't give that away. Well, I think the episode with the Tool is really a good episode, and it's Hitler will play a part in it. That's about as much as I can tell you.
Any episodes like Baby coming up?
We haven't planned anything like that. That was really Robbie Thompson's brainstorm.
That was an awesome episode.
And we had the right guy directing it, and Tom Wright. Very difficult episode to do. But that's the kind of thing that we, over the years we've embraced. But so maybe we get pitched 6, 7 crazy episodes a year. One will be, we say, okay, we'll go with that. Changing Channels was that kind of episode. Certainly Baby was. French Mistake. We have a lot of new writers on staff this year. I think we're going to sort of find out what their strengths and weaknesses are and see if anyone can...
Who are some of the new writers?
A couple of them are off Scream. Steve Yockey is one guy's name, and then we have a guy, Davey Perez, and they're all kind of one thing we wanted to go for was, find some fresh voices. We're going to miss Robbie. Robbie was great. But so far so good with the new writers. And, we'll see. And if somebody, has sort of cut their teeth and done the job we want, they come in with a kind of a baby type of episode, we certainly don't shy away from them, but we're very careful before we do them because you can really...
Coming into season 12, is there any seeds developing of an end game? End game in terms of the narrative?
For the series?
Yeah. Not in the, but something you might want to lean towards in 15 seasons.
Well, we discuss this all the time in a very, way that is not real because we don't see the end in sight. And some days we see them going off a cliff holding hands in the Impala, and other days they just ride off in the sunset in the Impala. We'll worry about that when we get there, I guess.
And just ask about Mary coming back. And what's her relationship with the boys going to be like?
It's complicated. They really don't know her. She doesn't know them. She's a person who's out of time. When she passed away, there was no internet. Maybe it was the cell phones were that big. And she has, been in heaven, and our heaven is your fondest memories, and her fondest memories are this baby and this little boy. And there's this whole 30-year gap that she doesn't know anything about. So it's a complicated, interesting relationship, and we're really happy to have Samantha back. It's great. You're hovering. Is it done?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just moving down.